Who's the guy, Joe? I didn't get the name.
Kemi Seba.
I don't know who that is.
The black guy, Kemi. Maybe I'm not pronouncing it. I'll spell it. Kemi Seba. He's like a black nationalist. He's always like getting arrested. He one time he went crazy and because some Jewish Defense League attacked some black people. So he got a bunch of people together and they went to the Jewish neighborhood in Paris with baseball bats and started chasing them around.
Okay.
And for a short time he did work with people who were affiliated with the...
Yeah, but Joe, the idea of black nationalists in France as a government operation, straight away, I guarantee you that 100%. Yeah. The blacks do not have any rights in France. They're in ghettos and whatever. I'm just telling you, I know how the sentiment, comme on dit, the impression of they have an Arab problem, but they also have a black problem. And, racial tensions are rising in France, over silly stuff because they have a Jewish media, Zionist-owned media. All the news presenters are Steensbergs or, whatever name you want. All of the main posts, the main presenters on the main news, or they're married to, or they're strongly related to, or they're just out and out Zionists, and they control the weather, the weather reports, and they control a lot of all the documentaries. All the political talk shows. There's always one there just to make sure there's no anti-Semitism, whatever. And it gets actually quite tiring. I'm glad I don't have a TV and I don't see too much of it now. But I did. Occasionally I do come across a bit of TV and French TV. I love to watch how blatant it is.
Oh yeah, I can. I'm just like you. Any decent conspiracy theorist does not have a television.
You mentioned something there a second ago. You mentioned the JDL, the Jewish Defense League.
Oh yeah.
Now I've come across this, on the heels of a very, very nice, a centrist rabbi called Meir Kahane, which is most extreme rabbis coming out of Israel and New York that you'll ever find. You can find lots of YouTube, free YouTube. Remember, when you sign in with your account on YouTube and you watch particular videos, they're recording it. And if you want to hear extremism, this guy could never in a million years, make peace with the Arabs. Which is interesting, Joe. When I was growing up, the Republicans around me could never make peace with the English, who could never happen. Arms struggle be going on 150 years, and yet we had the Queen of England in Ireland for 4 days.
Such an embarrassment. It was a shame of Ireland. The worst part was, even though I heard people kind of booing and they moved those guys way in the back, still they had people in the front crying, trying to grab her, oh, we love you, Queen. It was the saddest thing that happened to Ireland since the approving the Lisbon Treaty. I mean, that was just totally pathetic. I gotta tell you, dude.
From my Republican upbringing, I mean, it's an absolute slap in the face. But to be honest with you, I was there in Ireland. I was in Ireland for a couple of days, and she was there, and she was wearing her green, and she spoke in Irish, and she didn't apologise. She said, sorry for all the stuff that the British had done to the poor Irish over the centuries. For all the Irishmen that had died in World War I, 50,000, she went to the park, laid a wreath, walked 4 steps back. It means nothing to me. However, it was interesting. The people that enjoyed it, Joe, it'll bring tourists here. And then, the day I left yesterday morning from Dublin, and Obama was arriving. So, apostrophe Obama.
He's Irish.
He's got an Irish name now, following the long line of Nixon and Reagan and Kennedy that came over, apparently looking for the Irish vote and then on to the UK. It's funny, the Irish deserve a kick in the arse. I can't say that any better way. I was driving up to the airport in Dublin. There are places that are building huge buildings and hotels and all of this, all going back to nature is taking over. These places will never be finished, and they've spent hundreds of billions, and it just brings back how the Irish people have suffered and accepted it. Now, our fellow brothers in Spain and in Greece are not accepting it like that.
Especially Spain. Oh, they've been kicking ass.
Yeah, but Joel, this is very important against what just happened in Spain. Most people will not have a clue because, I know you do the research and you're aware of it. It's been kept off mainstream
Mike WB from TiU. I just made a simple thread about it. He was amazed. He was like, absolutely no one is on any of the news works is talking about it. He was like shocked that I even knew. Well, he forgets that I live in Europe. I don't live in America. So I actually get it.
But it's a good point, and a good buddy, Mike WB. We do have the American news that they'll see, but we have the internet, and you have different sites of news in different time zones, which is probably, when stories break, there's certain sites, I presume, Joe, you look at in the morning, or when you wake up to see what's going on, and you start your day, what's going on from your point of view, and then, maybe come and read something. Mike usually posts late at night or early morning US time, and he usually posts some doozies, and it's good to try fit that into your day and see how that plays out and the news. But this Spain thing, let me just give some numbers here for our American listeners, our American friends.
Let me just, before you do that, let me just give a little rundown, because what people don't understand is, it wasn't just localized in, let's say, the capital of Spain, which is Madrid to you idiotic Americans. No, it was literally in every single town square in Spain. People were demonstrating. I mean, what the hell is in the water in America? It has to be something stronger than fluoride. If these Spanish people are they're basically gone bonkers. Let me just give one little piece of background before this. See, it's a little different in Europe as opposed to America, because here they have laws that say before a number of days before the election, no one's allowed to demonstrate, no one's allowed to say anything about the politics. What they did in Spain was they said, guess what? We're all coming out on the street. You try to arrest, all millions of us and see what happens. And you know what happened? The police backed down. Even the Prime Minister of Spain, he said, what did he say? Oh, I'm very happy that people are exercising, democracy and blah blah. Right? No, he wasn't. He was pissed. Okay, he was really angry.
His party got whacked. Let's be honest, the socialists, these lefty communists, Marxists got whacked in the poll. Let's give a couple of numbers. Spain's a country, that ruled the world at one stage a couple of centuries ago. Has a population of a little under 50 million, probably a little over 50 million. A lot of illegal unemployment, illegal immigrants come straight from North Africa into Spain, like the drug thing goes straight up that way. You have 20% unemployment of the workforce, but you have 40% unemployment of the youth from 18 to 24. 40%, which will devastate a country. Now, who's devastating them? It's not the Irish, it's not Joe Blowman, it's not me.
No.
It's the Jewish banking system that is absolute, and the Spanish, not being stupid. The British make a lot of jokes about, Manuel and the different Spanish characters over the years. The Spanish are far from it, and they're very active people, and at least they got up. But this is how the Jewish media, the Zionist media, covers it up. They don't report it. In Ireland, they didn't report. I was there for 3 days, Joe. They didn't report a single thing. Maybe I didn't watch that much TV, but I tried to watch a bit of news when I was there. I got that from the internet. I probably got it from Twitter or from an email, and followed up and go look into it. You hear a story, there's riots going on in Bahrain, and there's riots going on in Yemen and whatever, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're not on this news. How about, 3 nuclear reactors have already fusioned and they're gone. I mean, it happened, and they've been lying to us for 2 months. This happened apparently 16 hours after the tsunami that reactor 1 went. And the doses of, which is really, Joe, I meant to do a show, I'm not a nuclear specialist. I do have a buddy that says he knows a little bit, and he might come on and give us an explication of what's going on. But we're being doused with radiation on an ongoing basis, and it's increasing. And, everything, go back to watching Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men, and watch football, and everything is okay.
I don't know, Ognir. I gotta be honest with you. I know I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to because I don't give a damn. I don't want to. I know it's going to sound defeatist, and everyone's going to hate me for doing this, but I just be on. I'm a rather honest
person. Wouldn't be
person.
the first time, Joe. I don't think this would affect you.
Oh, thank you. Now, really, what can we do about it? Let's pretend okay, we prove that we're all being doused with massive amounts of radiation, the radioactive dust, rain, blah blah blah. I mean, even if we took iodide tablets the rest of our life, it's not going to help us. Because I should give a little background. I have a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and also have a Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy. I can tell you right now, there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, I mean, like,
True.
So, like, what should we do? Okay, we're going to die, let's say, a horrible death from radiation. The only good, quote unquote, good I could see from this is that basically we should lose all our fear and, do whatever we feel like to take down these Jewish governments and maybe not our children because they're going to be radioactive, but our children's might be free someday.
But if we're all radiated, Joe, what difference will it make?
Exactly. That's the point I'm making. I mean, what are we looking at right now? Basically, the end of human the race.
Think it's Joe, I think whether that's the case or not. The question is about free information, not being lied to.
No, I completely agree with you. But let's just be, pragmatists. Okay, we can't do anything about this.
I think you're talking about the sheep here.
Well, not just. Let's talk about me and you. Okay, me and you, we're like, we're the alpha males. We know everything. We're hardcore conspiracy theorists. We know the truth about reality. Okay, fine. We know that we've been irradiated. Well, what are we gonna do about it, dude? I mean, like me in person, I've already passed the. I'm not just on the red list. I'm on the purple list, the green list, whatever list there is. I'm gonna, I'll be assassinated real quick as soon as the revolution comes. But it really doesn't affect me because I'm already I'm ready to do whatever. But what I'm hoping for is just people find out that they've been severely irradiated. Is that maybe they'll stop caring too and start not be bashful about telling the truth about what they know about, let's say, Jewish supremacy and Zionism, because you're gonna die, your friend's gonna die. That's only good I could see about people finding out about the true extent of this massive radiation which has enveloped the world. Other than that, I see absolutely no other good from this.
It's interesting. When I took some time off after that little scumbag in France attacked me. I didn't follow anybody, didn't look at any website. Now I'm back researching. I'm following what's going on. I follow. I'm a silver bug. I'm worried about finances. And I think silver got whacked. It was nicely whacked. And you need to. You just can't get in. At Christmas time and make 100% on silver and think, they're going. I've been in for 3 years. If it's 10, 20 years, I prefer it lasted rather than probable death of the Bernanke financial system as it currently stands. But I was reading one day, I was on the BBC, now absolutely avoiding any information got to do with Zionism or whatever Jews and bankers, and the BBC had a website. Now the BBC is a very staunch Zionist website. There's absolutely no doubt about that. It's absolutely run by the British Israeli Party, and you might say, Ognir, what political party is that? And I'd say, those parties, that's the British Israeli Party. Now, the story was some Holocaust story. So I read this story and I said, what the fuck was that? What? I said, that made absolutely no sense. And then I put it back. I would have, in a prior time, say a couple of months before that, have read the story and I would have made the comments that would have been another Holocaust story, another Holocaust story, another Holocaust story that we read every day, Joe. But since I hadn't read, I interpreted the story as slightly different. Even though the story was absolutely nonsense, it could be probably proved in 5 minutes to be completely fake. Some 90-year-old guy that apparently helped all the Jews, and he did this, and he's just come out of the shadows.
Oh, I read about that. Yeah, I know that story.
I don't remember, so many of them. That was not to antagonize the anti-Zionist movement or, the anti-whatever movement or the people that are watching what the bankers are doing. This is just another repetitive nonsense story for the sheep, just to remind them, Holocaust, go asleep, Holocaust, don't, Holocaust, go asleep, Holocaust, go asleep, and don't, you have to pay us back, give us more nuclear submarines, just don't vote against it, don't do anything bad about it. And that's the way I read that story, and it was funny that, from taking a little bit of time off and kind of just going back to reading kind of regular, non-hardcore topics, bullshit, everyday, low local stuff or whatever it was, that even in the local stuff, it's implanted, buried in there. There's a reminder that they do have control of the media, and getting into control of the internet. I mean, these people aren't dummies. I mean, we've known for years that people are going to turn away from TV and they'll get their entertainment from the internet. These people knew before we even had internet.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. Talking about bullshit. I have to bring up one because on my own show, the Joe Blow Conspiracy Show, I definitely deal mostly with gossip within the conspiracy community. Have you heard recently that Michael Rivero of WhatReallyHappened.com, he left your favorite radio network, Republic Broadcast Network, John Stadtmiller, to go to
John Miltmiller, yeah.
Yeah, he decided to go to what do you call